everyone, welcome back. I have a huge tome, or that's what a tome is, a large journal or book, and so that's what we have. We have a Victorian tome to share with you guys today. And why do we say we? It's just me sharing this huge tome, you guys. So I believe, yes, it is 12 inches long or 12 inches tall, and it is 9 inches wide, and I believe we have a 3-inch spine. So I used the masonite boards for this one. I purchased those. They are quite expensive, but I do love working with those, and I'll explain more about those later in another video. So on the cover, I just have these metal filigrees all around it. The title of the journal is A Victorian Book of Days. This mirror, I love this little mirror, you guys. It's a real little mirror. And if you take that name tag out, you can put your name there or whatever you're going to put there. The mirror doesn't have to go there. I put it there because I want to keep it with the journal. And so, yeah, and it keeps that paper right there from falling out. It is a hollow back binding. I have some hubs on the back of it and a little raised medallion or area right there. So I have these little trinkets on the side that a Victorian lady would keep with her. There's the comb, and that's a CCB, a Clemmy Couture bag. And this is a little shoe. Love this shoe, you guys. That's something like I used to wear. Thankfully, I do not wear that kind of stuff anymore. But anyway, yeah. So I've included some little charms that were supposed to go on the book originally. So that's a little diary, and that's a bag, and that's a shoe, and this shoe is more appropriate probably to the time period. So I will be including those with the journal in case whoever purchases this journal do not want the other things on there. And that's a paper pack I'm going to show you at the end of this journal that will be coming with this journal. So I'm just getting situated here, and on the inside cover here, I have this flap, and there's my little name sticker there. We have a botanical sticker piece there. These are pockets, so you can use those pockets to stuff something in. This is an old, a vintage calling card. I have attached it with a piece of washi tape there, and this is a little tag I made to go with that. There's the back, and I have to do this voiceover, you guys, because it was a few instances where the boys barged in on me, and I did not want to make a new video. And so these pieces, or this piece here, comes from Peterson's magazine. It's not showing up clearly on this video. I had to figure out different setups, but it's from 1881. This is actual vintage pieces here, and this is inserts from the book, and I'm going to include that as well. And this back piece is just some information about the Victorian era, which was from 1837 to 1901. It ended with the death of Queen Victoria, of course. And so that's a pocket. I didn't show you guys that there, but that first page is actually a pocket. And so I have used kits from Tailor Made Journals. That's this is her stuff here. I will leave links to all of the digitals that I used, so you guys can go over and check those out. Tailor Made Journals, an old design shop, Tracey Fox's kit, Anna from the Lace Boutique 1, and I know there's one other. So there's lots of little faux ephemera pieces that I've used. I believe that came from Tailor Made Journals or the old design shop. And I didn't show that little tag right there, but it does pull out. And there's this another tag on the back of that. And this paper is some old ledger paper, vintage paper. I think it's from the late 1800s. And these are just some of my pieces, or that piece right there is. where the ruler is right there, and that's from the magazine. So the theme behind the it's Victorian theme, but I was thinking about the Victorian era and how they use scrapbooks, and I was just wanting to do something all along the lines of that. So it's just like scrap pieces placed here and there. And so whoever purchases this journal, a lot of the pieces are removable or attached with washi tape, so you can remove them and put them in your own journal if that's what you would choose to do with this lovely journal. So I'm just showing the journal there, opening up to the center of the page, and these are just more pieces. These are beautiful images, and I wish I had gotten I'm looking at it now. I wish I had got better a better close-up of it. So this eco dot paper right here is from Tailor Made Journals. Love her papers, you guys. I'm trying to think. I've used, maybe once I go through here and I see it, then I will be able to tell you. But I will leave everything in the link down below. So this journal is, like I said, it's a tome. It is huge, and I've done it. I've laid it out in such a way that you have plenty of room to journal or add your photos or whatever you want to add. Now, when I did the original video and I was talking through everything, I was telling a little story. As I was making the journal, I was, laying out a story in my mind of everything. And so we'll see how, if I can pick that up. Probably not. But anyway, so yeah, that's from Sears and Roebuck catalog. And this here, there's a little inscription right there where they came back from a party. And I have a little quote up there, a little tab saying dance all night. So you can put a picture up there and journal on the bottom one where it says noted, or just do whatever you want to do. Now these lovely pieces here come from Anna Lace Boutique 1. I love these pieces, you guys. If you've watched some of my older videos where I've used these pieces in, but they are absolutely lovely. That one's printed on parchment paper, and this is some more of that Peterson's magazine again. So I have quite a few of those books, and I'm starting to delve into those and stop hoarding those. But anyway, just more ephemera here, just more pieces. Lots of little tucks, lots of little pages that you can journal on and play around with. And the book, no, the 12 by 12 pad that I used was perfect for this theme. And it was, I think it's Theodosia or Theodesia, I can't remember. But it's along the lines of the haberdashery paper pad. But these were the thinner papers. So I purchased a little planner kit from I Organize My Life, I think. And I've included those. So that's where these tabs come in. Because the Victorian Book of Days is actually like a calendar year, and so it's laid out in such a way, and so that's where I got the idea to do that, include something like that in this journal. Now these will be sewn up, these will be glued up, or you can glue them, but I was just showing you that I've included Tyvek on the center there to reinforce those file folders. And this little layout here is so plain, but you guys, I just love I love that look of that, and so that's why I kept that plain. And those are just some tuck spots. So why am I doing this video this way? Now this vintage paper here is from 1891, 1892, and I was just showing you that. So I had to speed the video up because it was 45 minutes, you guys. That probably would have taken all night to upload, and then 45 minutes is kind of pushing it, but there was so much, and I was really into all of the pieces, and so I was talking a little much, and so that's why the video extended past a reasonable time. But it's, even though I've sped it up a little bit, it's still not, you can still see everything clearly. So hopefully this is okay with everyone. Just more little pieces from the Tailor Made shop on Etsy. Tailor Made Journals, I believe it is. So there, like I said, I think before, there are lots of vintage, actual vintage pieces, and there are a lot of faux vintage pieces as well. Love that image of the lady there, and this part right there is from tailor-made journals, and you cannot tell the difference in that once I coffee dyed it from the actual vintage paper there. And that is some of the old Shakespeare paper that I have. And so I have tucked everything away so that, and that's not even attached, it's only held on with that paper clip there. These are just some more little ephemera pieces. So this is a recital. This is the way that the wealthy entertain themselves, and these are just some of the regular vintage papers that I use in my journals. And this is tea time. Just some little tucks there. You can journal on that or put a picture there. That little slot's open. Some Edith Holden. This journal was a lot of fun to work on, you guys. So with this file folder here, I didn't like the way the coffee dye came out on the first set, so I didn't coffee dye that one. So you can easily remove those tabs there, the little metal pieces, and take all of those pages out. And that's from a Goldie's magazine. I have a few of those magazines as well. So I'm gonna start trying to use some of the stuff that I've been hoarding, you guys. See, everything is situated to where you still can journal. And I just made like an envelope out of one of the um, paid papers. That says afternoon tea, and that's capital coffee. That's from the Peterson's magazine. Little tuck spots. I think I love those little cards and stuff that she has with the kit. And I didn't want to forget, so I tucked that in there for myself. And that's that cotton paper. So this is a little floating pocket. I couldn't figure out if I wanted to glue it down, but I decided to just leave it like that. Whoever purchases it, you can glue it down if you like. I stuck a few of those botanical stickers here and there. So it's November, a time to prepare for the ball. And that little piece will pop up there for journaling behind there. And these are just different places that they're going and visiting because it's the season. And she's dreaming of catching her a little fella that comes from old money. And so I'm pointing out there that dictionary page says old gold to represent that that's what she's dreaming of. back then. Okay, so this is to represent all of the preparations for the ball, the sewing and everything. They're getting prepared for the season, attending balls and parties and such, all in hopes of making a good um, marriage. So it was typically all about that. And this was stamped onto the back of an index card. So they are at the ball, and she has caught the attention of a fellow who actually does come from old money. More vintage ledger paper, that's music paper, and those there are, it reads, all is well that ends well. And so that's what we're hoping, that all ends well. So back then in those days, you had to be chaperoned, and so that's what this picture is depicting here in my storyline. So he's sending her lots of flowers, lots of notes. In this pocket here, it has been done. That's a marriage license, and invitations and everything are being sent out. And I've included some of that ledger paper and some more of these pages from the Peterson's magazine, and you can use them however you like. So that's the marriage certificate there. And she is planning, even though they have their ancestral homes and many properties together, she wants a new home built. So she's looking at house plans and all of that. That is her wedding day, her wedding dress. And these are like soups and different dishes that they have for the reception after. And this here is more of that from that planner. And on the tab of this file folder says joy and happiness, because that's what we wish for them to have. And that's from that old vintage paper that's really, really nice. And so that's the house plan that she decided to go with, you guys. And here I've just included one of the, I love these envelopes. I'm getting short on them. And it was very hard to find those because I kept ordering and they would have a picture of that one. But once they sent it in, then you would get some totally different bag. And that was a little frustrating, but when you read down in the very fine print, it would tell you that you wouldn't get that bag. So that was misleading. So yeah, so those bags are getting few and it's getting difficult to use those. But anyway, so all of those were like time cards and everything dealing with time. And here is a vintage recipe. I couldn't find one from the Victorian era that I liked online, so I used one from this ledger book. It's old, but I couldn't find a date on any of those. But anyway, so just more pages here. And I think we have gotten to the section. Yes, that lady is very tired. These are the servants. I kept them for the last part of the book because it says the first shall be last and the last shall be first. So we're getting to the end, and now the roles have switched, and those who were serving are now being served by those they had to serve. Yeah, you guys, I'm kind of silly. So more of that, and we've come to the end of that. And I was pointing out that I bought this stamp probably 2 years ago, put it away and couldn't find it, and it was stuck in one of my little carousels. So anyway, that is that huge beauty right there, you guys. So I'm showing you some trims here. So this is the pack that will come with the journal as well. So they're just freebies. So these are just some library cards. I believe 5 of those, 5 of these bags, 5 of the weekly time records, 5 I think of those bags. And these are just some random papers, pulled out. I don't know how many there are of those. You can count those if you like for whatever reason. And these are from the Peterson's magazine. Aren't they so gorgeous, you guys? Love, love, love these pages. And I just pulled these out. I didn't count these. I know there are 5 of the Edith Holden pages. These are my favorite pages. I tend to hoard those and keep those back. I also like the ones for May and April, of course. And this is from, I think, the Bartlett's or something like that, quotations. And these, I love these as well, are from an old botanical book. Lots of pages here. Lots of illustrations. And this is from an old, I guess it's old, it's not too old. I like the patina on the page though, from an old dictionary book. I don't think it's fairly too old. There are 5 of these old music papers and some of those ledger pages. This is from the Godey's magazine. And there are 2 of these type of ledgers. They are from 1881. There may be a couple from 1892 as well. And these are some long ledger pages. Those are my favorite, I think. So I'm just showing you how long they are. So depending, you may have to cut them down, of course. So this will be listed in my Etsy shop before I upload the video. And I will also have links in the description box below so that you can see the kits that I purchased. You guys have a lovely night, a lovely morning, or evening, wherever you are.